Many people would say that narcissists always discard their their supply at some point. While I agree that narcissists do eventually discard their supply most of the time, or in some instances the supply might discard the narcissist, it's not in every instance that the narcissist does discard the person. And the kind of situation that you can have is if the narcissist has a certain supply that is sticking around with them despite the ongoing devaluation, intense devaluation, all the narcissistic projection which comes with that. If the supply accepts to stick around with the narcissist despite the narcissist just being their themselves, with the mask fallen, cheating on the supply, regulating their emotions through the supply by putting the supply down constantly. If the supply sticks around despite all that, you can very well have a situation, and I've seen this a few times in practice, where the narcissist never fully gives the supply the discard. Basically, the supply in that kind of situation would become, like a lifelong object of devaluation. Some people would use the term a lifelong doormat. And the reason the narcissist sometimes would hold on to somebody like that is because if someone accepts to be in that role of being on the receiving end of the narcissistic projection, all the negative stuff that entails, and if they still choose to stick with the narcissist, and if they still have a little bit to offer the narcissist in terms of maybe serving them, doing the house chores, stroking their ego from time to time, if despite the target being on the receiving end of so much negative projection, if they accept that and also have something to offer the narcissist in return, the narcissist might very well think, well, this is not somebody I want to get rid of because there's too much on offer. The person allows the narcissist to get away with just about anything, and they still give positive feedback to the narcissist. So in that kind of situation, you can have the narcissist spending their whole lives with the same primary target, primary supply. Obviously, if the narcissist wants to cheat and have extra marital affairs, things like that, they'll do that. But it could very well be the case that the primary supply, their spouse, if you would, who's at home, that they'll keep that person potentially for their whole lives if the person's willing to put up with it.